Hey, what's going on guys, Migzube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Jeskai control deck for standard best of one. So both blue-red and white-red are supported color combinations within Strixhaven, which means that we can put them together and have a sweet excuse to play a Jeskai control deck, running a bunch of new cards and playing Inspired Ultimatum, which isn't a new card but is a huge incentive to be in Jeskai. So we'll start off with getting into the new cards, and then I'll go over the list as a whole pretty briefly. So we have Rip Apart, just a Boros, deal 3 damage to any creature or planeswalker, or destroy target artifact or enchantment. So the one drawback of this card is that it is a sorcery, but as long as your opponent has something on the board, it will always have a target. We have Test of Talents as a kind of not exactly upgrade on a gate, but as another versatile negate. You can counter target instant or sorcery spell, and then you basically wipe the opponent's deck, hand, graveyard, whatever, of all copies of that spell. So basically you want to hit important things like ultimatums, epiphanies, drown in the lock. You can counter your opponent's counter spells like Saw It Coming. You can get rid of stuff like Into the Story. You guys know what I mean. This card's pretty good. Other new cards we have are Divide by Zero. Now, this card basically lets you return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand, and you get to learn. So basically, this card's a lot of fun, slowly becoming one of my favorite cards from the set. You get to kind of get cards off the stack in the same way that you would with Aether Gust. Basically, as you can stop things from hitting the field essentially, or the board essentially, right? And the fact that it says spell or permanent means you could stop things from resolving. So it's like a temporary counter spell that also gets you some card advantage. We have a little learn board. I'll go through it quickly. Get a land, exile a thing, draw some cards, blow up an artifact, maybe ping your opponent, exile a thing, and potentially go wide and win the game. We got Prismari Command. So this is a really cool card. It gives us a shock or a draw 2, ditch 2. We can ramp with it, or we can blow up an artifact. Well, basically we get two of those things. At instant speed, really solid card. Happy to have it in the deck. We got Rowan. So I'm more in it for, or we got Rowan, Scholar of Sparks, and Will, Scholar of Frosts. Both of these planeswalkers have a passive, which is instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And we have a lot of instants and sorceries in the deck. So if this thing's on the field, we're going to get a lot of free mana, basically a lot of mana reduction, but we're really not in it for Rowan. I'll go over Rowan quickly. Basically, you plus her, deals 1 damage to each opponent. If you draw 3 or more cards this turn, she deals 3 damage to each opponent instead, and we could draw some cards. So you might, if you ever have Rowan, you might be able to deal the 3, or the -4, which you get an emblem with. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2. If you do, choose new copies for that target. So it's not horrible. You can push this thing to ultimate really quickly if you want to by slamming it on 3 as well as benefiting from the passive, but we're really in it for Will, which has the same passive. You can plus it to basically reduce target creature's base power and toughness to 0-2. You can -3 to draw 2 cards, and the -7 isn't great. I actually prefer Rowan's ultimate. Basically, you get to exile up to 5 target permanents for each permanent exile this way. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue elemental red creature token. So you can turn your lands into 4/4s and kill your opponent. Another fun thing you can do is you can exile 5 of your opponent's lands and then essentially wipe their board with Doomscar. I don't know, just little fun stuff that you can do with this, with Will, because it says 5 target permanents, not 5 non-land permanents. More of a fun of than anything. I think for our last new card, we have a Lorehold Command. Now, the fact that this is a instant means it's very playable. We get to choose 2, create a 3/2 red spirit. We can make creatures we control get 1/0 and indestructible. We have a Lightning Helix, or sacrifice a permanent and draw 2 cards. So more often than not, you're getting a 3/2 and Lightning Helixing something. But I've also used this card to get in for lethal with like a swarm of birds, kind of, and then you give everything +1/+0 and kill your opponent, and like maybe a Bone Crusher Giant in there too. So just a fun versatile card that I think is pretty good. It's basically 5 mana, deal 3, gain 3, create a body at instant speed. And if you have the reduction off Will or Rowan, you're pretty happy with that. We have the top end of the deck, which isn't new. I mean, we'll start getting into the actual deck right now. We'll start here, I guess, because we are a Narset deck. We want high CMC spells to discard. So Ultimatum fits that role, Epiphany fits that role, and Shark Typhoon fits that role. These cards are also solid in their own right. If you can resolve an Ultimatum, you're chilling. You're probably going to win that game. Epiphany, to get more extra turns, can kind of ramp you. Can be not exactly an alternate win con, but can help you get there. Shark Typhoon can be an alternate win con. Also pretty happy to discard it in Narset. Narset ramps you to the bigger spells, and can also basically, you're happy to draw discard. It can emblem, which can win you the game. really solid Planeswalker. We're playing Jeskai, so we might as well kind of build around it. We're not doing the whole thing with ECD and expensive Planeswalkers, because while we do have sorceries that we want to cast, like Alrund's Epiphany and Inspired Ultimatum and Narset, in the earlier turns of the game, we really do want to play a sort of Drago playstyle. So we have a lot of cheap interaction in the 2 and 3 spots. Also, for Narset discards, we have some Amiria's Calls, which can be an alternate win con as well, and you can also just shoot something with your land. Essence Scatter, because every deck at least has one creature. Even if it's a Yorion deck, they're going to have the Yorion to counter. Negate against mostly here for Sultai, but can tag things against aggro or mid-range decks. Omen, the main payoff for Yorion. We don't really have any other blinkables, but this is such a solid card, and Yorion's pretty much free in the deck, so it's worth running. Fire Prophecy, remove a thing, cycle a card. If you don't like this card, you can play Scorching Dragonfire, or even Glass Casket, but I like the instant speed nature of it. Saw it coming, counter your opponent's expensive spells, Bone Crusher Giant, stomp a thing, and a body. Crush the Weak is another board wipe, which is why we can get away with 3 Doomskars. You also have a lot of Foretell in this deck, so your opponent won't know if you have a Crush the Weak, Saw It Coming, Behold the Multiverse, Doomskar, or Alrund's Epiphany, so there's sort of a Foretell sub-theme. We also have Behold, draw some more cards. We got Doomskar, wipe the board, kind of our main sweeper. We don't need 4 because we have so much early removal and 2 kind of earlier sweepers. And yeah, that's mostly it for the list, guys. Mana base is fairly standard. We got the Triomes, we got some Pathways, a couple Temples. While I am used to playing a lot more blue-white with like a splash of red, this deck actually has more red than white, which is different for me. So we actually have another temple, like a Temple of Epiphany instead of 2 Temples of Enlightenment, but I really do want the Temple of Enlightenment here for mostly being able to cast Doomskar on, well, essentially 3, ideally, but worst case 5. And yeah, aside from that, just a couple basics. We got a Castle Vantress to help scry through the deck, and a Shadow Skull Smashing as a removal spell. We have 35 lands, so we shouldn't miss a land drop, because we do want to hit our lands and get up to our expensive spells. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Deck will still be in the description down below, as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Yeah, hand is good. Let's go. We'll play out Passage on 1. Ideally, you want to start on a Temple or a Triome, but you're not always going to be able to. Gruul, okay? So we'll fetch either red or white. I don't really think it matters. I guess we'll grab red. We are going to need 3 red sources to cast Ultimatum. Okay. We want to shoot that. Not allow them to ramp. We could have also foretold Saw It Coming, or Beholds here. But I think we're okay chilling. Rimrock Knight. Nice. So what's the plan? Draw some cards, or try to counter something. I mean, if I had double blue here, I'd definitely just hold this. I think we foretell these Saw It Coming, because I'm going to be able to cast these on 4, right? And next turn I can start foretelling them, and then hold open Beholds and Saw It Coming. But we might take a decent hit from something the opponent does. But we also have a lot of removal in the deck, so I'm not too worried. Okay, Sentinel and Rimrock Knight. So I guess we'll put this on red, because we need 3 of it. Foretell here, and either draw some cards or counter something. What is this? Oh, this is the land that puts counters on stuff. Okay. Opponent will continue to beat me down. Cleave. Nah, I'm good. We're not going to do that here. Narset. Okay, Narset's not bad. Narset can kick some of these cards, so I think we go for it. I will draw. Now what do we shoot? What do I discard? I'm about to be on 5 mana, so literally, actually, plus the Narset ramp, so pretty close to actually casting this Ultimatum. I think we drop off Behold, because it's slow and we have another one, and this can get us not exactly as deep, but 3 cards deep, while this gets us 4 and costs double the mana. And we shoot the Rimrock Knight. Play tap land, say go. Okay. Not bad. If Narset survives, the ramp plus gaining life is going to be so nice. And Narset will survive. So can I cast non-creature spells? Okay, so I can cast Omen off it.
Quiet, please.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can ultimatum. So that's what we're going to do. Let's put this on blue to have a bit more blue. What do I want to shoot? I guess we're going to shoot a cat. It's not exciting. I kind of want to take out this chariot. Rip apart looking good, but oh well. So blue, blue, red, red, white. Well, I guess I can just plus for red. Ultimatum. Alright, so target player gains 5 life. That's me. 5 damage to any target. Most expensive killing a cat ever. Draw some cards. Nice. We have reloaded into another ultimatum. And we have a Doomscar. Cool. Opponent can kill Narset here, which is awkward, but she's definitely done her job. Dragon. Okay. Do crew. We're gonna have 7 mana next turn. I don't think Narset's gonna survive. No. Opponent. Okay. Also, this Gruul deck that the opponent's running, I actually want to try it out, but run a slightly different build. So let me know if that interests you guys in the comments below. Okay, Sentinel. Make some treasure. Okay, Narset goes down, but that's completely fine.
I misjudged our communication.
Okay, so I can shoot Goldspan Dragon. I think that's a little greedy. So if I play 5 mana Sweeper, I have 2 mana up, hold open, negate, multiverse, behold. I think all that's good. Alright, so we're just gonna destroy all. Yep. And pass. Cool. Very good. Timely Sweeper off the draw 5. Opponent passes. Okay. What mana do I need? I think I actually do need more blue, hilariously, because I have double blue spell in hand, and I'm going to cast Omen to get it out of my hand, because I don't want to fill my hand too much with Ultimatum. Prophecy I'll keep. I'm not going to keep Doomscar because the opponent's so low on creatures, and I do want to hit a land this turn, which we don't actually find, so what's my cards in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, I can't cast Ultimatum. Alright, so slight misplay, but we'll find land anyways. We'll be able to cast it soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so if I draw 2, I'm okay. I think we tap the white source. Okay. Let's try to find some lands. Prismatic Command, destroy target artifact. This is an enchantment. Oh, no. Legendary artifact. Very good. 2 to the top. We actually need another white source, but I have to put this on red. So I have triple red. This counts as a white. Okay. I'm gonna main... do I main phase this? Nah, let's not main phase it. Yeah, I know it's my go. So if I foretell 2, I'll have 4 mana. I think we just pass. Hold open 6 mana so we can Prismatic Command and saw it coming if we need to. We can also return divide by 0 something if we want. Okay, Prismatic Command. I will destroy target artifact. More mana. More mana seems good. I'll create a treasure. Blow up your chariot. Opponent BMing. They're not very happy. I can divide by 0. Don't really want to. We can scry, no point. Yeah. I'm just thinking, opponent. I apologize. Inspired Ultimatum? How greedy. How greedy. You know what? I don't think we do that. Hello. I know you have no decisions to make anymore. You're on 2. I think I can chill. I can foretell here. By Yorion. Pass. Happy to hold everything open. Thinking. Nice. I mean, opponent can just scoop at this point. I have answers to everything. I'm going to play Yorion and start beating them down, but I don't even want to play Ultimatum. Yeah, that's it. So, I guess we outpatience them, and I made a slight mistake of fetching the kind of wrong color of land, but we were in desperate need of an Ultimatum, and right here, like, we can rush Yorion out, and then we don't get the... we don't get to hold open counter magic or removal. I think the safest play is literally just holding open all this mana, foretelling Assad coming, and just... They can commit anything they want to the board. We can either negate it, Test of Talents it, return it to their hand, shoot it, or literally counter it. Like, we're chilling, guys. Pretty good hand. Lots of red, but we got some Bone Crusher Giants. We got a negate. Narset looking really good on 4. Also, Triumph on 1. Hopefully we're against aggro because there's no companion and these Bone Crusher Giants just shine. Okay. I'm gonna foretell this because that's a Sultai Triome, which is weird. I don't think we're gonna actually see a creature on 2, and if we do, I'll be surprised. It's rogues. Okay, it doesn't really matter because it's not like any of these were gonna hit. Okay, interesting. Opponent looking at the grave like, what? Yeah, I also think that. Alright, tap land. They have a Thieves Guild Enforcer. I mean... It's gonna get milled, right? I guess we keep it so it gets milled. Okay. Enforcer comes down. I will shoot your Enforcer. Or my 3 damage spells when I need them. Opponents had some good mills. I need lines and I need ultimatums. I mean, honestly, these are probably never resolving against rogues. Who am I kidding? But... on the bright side, we do have an 80 card pile, meaning it'll be very hard for them to mill us. Okay. I wonder what they have here. I mean, Bone Crusher Giants don't look too great against, like, Thought Thieves and stuff. Another blue? Or another white. We already have 2 blue, we only have 1 white. Let's get another white. I think we... Is it even worth trying to go for Narset? I think this will get countered either way. I think we try it. Right into a Drown in the Lock. Which is honestly fine. We have nothing we really want to discard anyways. And if it sticks around and just gets the plus a bunch of times, I'm also pretty happy with that. Yep, into the Drown. Okay. That means that they're not actually progressing their board state, which is great for us. Oh, opponent. My Fire Prophecy. Oh, I needed that. Okay. And it also means we get to play mana efficiently. Playing Narset, that is. Don't slam the Drown. Don't slam the Drown. Sorry, the Into the Story. Don't do it. Don't do it. What else do we have in here? 2 Narsets. Some ultimatums. Prismatic Command's okay. Check for priority. Priority, obviously they have it. Play Bone Crusher Giant. This probably resolves and they probably go for Drown. Sorry, Into the Story. I don't know why I keep mixing that up, but yeah. Cool. First negate, solid. Test of Talents would have been better. Oh, second crab. You're killing me here, man. Okay. And a Doomscar's gone. Okay. Man, if we were in a Yorion pile, we'd be so screwed. That's like 23 cards already. And it's turn 5. At least they haven't milled us much more than that, but yeah. Not great. More blue. we try to hit them with this. Okay, it sticks. Now we can go for an Ulrun's Epiphany. They might into the story. And then what? We can play another Bone Crusher Giant and have a command. I don't love it. I mean, we don't have any counter magic anyways, so I think we do have to just go for this. And if they counter it, they're not into the storying, so I guess that's fine. Now they're thinking about it. They drown it. Okay, now they're down to 1 card plus 2 crabs. If they have into the story, it's just, what else can you do? Crippling Fear. Okay, take out my giant. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. That giant is not part of my plan. And a Wind Robber. Okay. So they can sack this Wind Robber for a card. I mean, we have a land 7, so any ultimatums off the top of the deck are going to stick. We can, like, try to get into the deck a bit more and shoot this Wind Robber. Do we do it now or do we do it at instant speed? I suppose we could do it now. Nah, we'll wait. I think we buy Yorion and pass. Opponent is on Zareth rogues, so they might try to do some weird Zareth stuff, so we don't really let them go to combat here. Yeah. I will shoot your thing. And I will draw 2, ditch 2. I know they can cycle it, but we have to get it off the board somehow. Okay. Do they counter my command? Oh man. Tough calls. I think we dropped the Yorion off. I mean, is it just, do we just keep these cards and then Prophecy and play for the top of the deck? Maybe it's better just to hold bodies. This card looks so bad against these Ruin Crabs. I kind of like the idea of just playing Yorion, but it probably dies, right? Like, they have so many spot removal spells. Alright, we'll drop off Yorion, we'll drop off a Fire... Bone Crusher Giant. But it's a body, right? But this kills the crab. We're a control deck, we could play longer. Tough calls. Land. Ouch. Okay. Okay. Play our own Jwaris, I guess, by playing land. Okay. I probably should have cracked this first to make sure I actually still have lands in my deck to hit. We're gonna do that. I just want to make sure I can, you know, actually get my passage out of the blue. Alright, guess we're going to the blue, guys. Okay, so what do we actually have left? Passage. You know what? We're gonna check after this happens. Lands, yes, mill my lands. No, not my ultimatums. I need my ultimatums. They can actually mill me, like, no cap. Lands, those 2 are not great. Oh no, 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 that's a lot of card advantage. Shark Typhoon. Easiest slam of my life. We're gonna shoot this now to get the 3/3. The 2/2, sorry. And slow our mill clock down. Yes. Oh no, that was some gas that we could have used. Land, no. Do we even have the island left? We still have it. Alright, we're gonna secure the last mana that we can from these Fabled Passages. 16 cards in library. Oh, we don't have it. MTG Assistant lied to me. Actual capper. It says we still have 2 Inspired Ultimatums in the deck. Lands! No! Something's holding priority. Soaring Thought Thief. Greedy. Greedy block. I mean, we have to pretty much attack, right? Oh, what's in the deck? Yeah, this isn't right. This is incorrect, guys. Okay, mill me for 2. Look at this pile. Look at all the crab mills. Ooh, they're thinking I can, like, ambush block this thing, so they're not going to mill me for 2, because I held something. Yeah. Oh. Lands? Well, I mean, castle's not bad, but it's not exactly a spell. Cycle Triome. Okay. That could have milled me for some more. Opponent hits line anyways. No. Doomscar. Wipe the board. Rip creature. Alright. I'm not actually going to do the math on what I have in this deck. Might be something along these lines. Omen. Oh man. We have 7 mana, we can slam a Miri's Call. I think we top both, but I think we take it a little bit chill on the Amiria's Call. And we just hold Test of Talents right now. But, oh, this might get milled though. We can counter a lot of stuff. Okay, I can also use this Omen to scry with. Maybe that was a mistake and I should have been more aggressive. Yeah, probably should have been more aggressive. But if they play anything pre-combat, I can counter and then block the Soaring Thought Thief. Okay, so I definitely made a mistake. Definitely should have kept this. No, those are good. Those are good cards, guys. No blocks. At least we're winning the actual race. We scry. Okay. Other Amiria's Call. Oh, I probably should have played this pre-combat. In case of another Thought Thief. I make my 7/7 and 2 4/4s. Your go. 4 cards in deck. One of them is a land at the bottom. Drown. No. Another 2/2. Opponent's hand, no hand. Library. Nice other drown. We can exile them. Oh, I can also look at their library really quick. Okay, what do you have? Ruin Crab, Tutelage, Gadwick. Oh, Gadwick would be rough. Clings, Zareth. Okay, done. Okay. We also exile from the yard because they might have escape cards, but I don't think we're going to last that long. And we did it. Oh, closest game. Oh man, I really do think I should have kept the Amiria's Call in hand, but I think it did work out because we resolved the other one and we had the counterspell backup, which is what I was really worried about. And honestly, I was worried about them resolving it into the story and them being right back in the game and not just top decking, which is why I took the counterspell. So I don't know, it was a tricky spot, but I think both at the top are correct. Whatever one is first is really up to what they have, and I don't know, it was sketchy either way. Alright guys, and we are back. So the main weakness that I found this deck has is that it has trouble dealing with instant speed with Winota. You have answers, Essence Scatter, Saw It Coming, what else do we have? Divide by 0 at instant speed, and Doomscar if it resolved and hasn't killed you. But I don't know, I felt like we needed an actual removal spell. Like in Mono Black or Dimir, you have Heartless Act that just 2 mana kill Winota. We don't have that in Jeskai. So that was like a clear weakness to me. You can run cards like Heated Debate or Soulseer if you really want to, but I think that what we have is fine. You have Crush the Weak, which is really good against them, and Doomscar, in case they do pop off, you can wipe their board if you're still alive. Aside from that, this deck is like okay. It's not the most powerful control deck you'll ever play, but it's also not a pushover. It has a lot of very individually powerful cards, like Inspired Ultimatum, Alrund's Epiphany, Shark Typhoon, you got Narset, Behold. Like, these cards are good cards. The only issue is sometimes getting them to fit all together, and the mana can be a tad weird, but I do have a lot of fun with this deck. Inspired Ultimatum is just such a house of a card, and whenever you can play it, honestly, if you haven't already, just take the time out of your day. Don't craft it if you don't have it, but if you do, honestly, just make an Inspired Ultimatum deck. They're so flexible and they're so fun. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to play this version, it will be in the description down below as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.